We almost gave up Saturday morning after a string of disappointing yard and estate sales until we drove deep into the California farmland and found a hidden gem of an estate sale. What we found there? Absolutely stunning. We decided to stop at a few yard sales on the way over to my friend's house, and we found this one that had some Avon bottles. They originally had aftershave in them, and these are the pheasant ones, but they sell for between $1 and $13, so I left them there. At first glance, this item looks to be a butter dish, but if you thought that, you'd be mistaken, because this in actuality is a very vintage doorbell cover. I think it may have been a good idea to purchase this. This was a cool vintage Star Spangled Banner picture book. One recently sold for $9. There were many Ray Dunn mugs, and I liked this little gnome candy corn one, but I think the market is flooded at the moment, and I do have several in my inventory, so I left these alone. Please make sure to like and subscribe. There is no cost to you for subscribing, but it does help out my channel. That goofy toy is really cute. It's a vintage bath toy from the 1990s. This makeup container was kind of cool. It's relatively new, but I think it would be kind of useful for all my makeup brushes. These were very vintage tools. I think the half moon one is an antique food chopper, like a mezzaluna. I think those vintage glass insulators are so pretty. I actually have one, and I think $2 a piece was a really good price. This was a very old-fashioned pewter coffee pot, very sleek and a little damaged. After the first estate sale, we moved on to the next, and it seemed pretty busy. The red pan you see there is a Dansk Koven-style enamel Dutch oven, and they sell for about $40 to $85. That blue pitcher is a studio piece, but they wanted $18 for it. That was a sweet vintage bundt pan. I'm referring to the one on top. It really reminds me of something I would have seen at my grandmother's house. I really like these blue Anchor Hawking glass pie dishes to put my dredging ingredients in, and this one was in good shape, but they wanted $5 for it. This was such an amazing antique inkwell set. It was made by Sangbush, I believe, and they wanted $70 for it, which is right at retail. My goodness, they had so many souvenir pieces from Central America, South America, and Africa possibly. I liked that vintage carved stone lion. It was really cute. Ooh, this was a pretty glass paperweight made in Poland. They wanted $40 for it though, so I left it. I have a vintage Tanala bird about double this size, and it's from at least the early 1960s. I remember my mom having it around for years and years and years. My Tanala bird is about this size. This one is definitely much newer. They have many really fun items here, but definitely estate sale prices. Off to our next yard sale. That was a pretty blue and white covered dish. Wow, look at all those cool bells. They all seem really antique or vintage. This was such a pretty footed glass fruit bowl. It's so sad that clear glass just doesn't sell very well. This was a very pretty set of tiffin goblets and decanter. I don't know if you can tell that it's flash painted and the paint is already scratching and wearing away. Wow, if you needed Fix-A-Dent, you'd be set. These are pretty vintage glasses. I love the shape and I love the ring of etched leaves around the top. They had this vintage ice bucket and it was in good shape, but it just doesn't sell for much. I believe this was a vintage Sears Craftsman router and it was in its original metal box. And this was a Sawzall reciprocating saw by the Milwaukee brand. These sell for a very good price, very good money online, but being that I don't know much about tools, I decided to leave them for somebody else. We finally made it to our friend's house. She's a more mature lady, so I didn't want to post her actual house online. I can't wait to clean this spectacular vase art piece and show you something special about it. Stay tuned for the haul where I will show you. I couldn't take you into her home where she had these beauties, so I set them on a table in her yard. She had a couple of Roseville pieces that I wasn't about to pass on. There was also a beautiful glass mid-century modern ashtray that looks suspiciously like a vintage Murano piece. We're back home now, and this is the only item that we found at one of the yard sales, one of the many yard sales we went to, and we just fell in love with it. It's so cute. And originally it was selling for $3, but we talked them down to $1, and it's in perfect condition. We just need to wash it. But really cool. So cute. I can never pass up a good Mickey mug. But that's not all. Wait till you see everything else that we got. I'm so excited to show you. I saw that my friend was still selling items on Facebook Marketplace, so I texted her to see if she still had items, and also it was a great opportunity to go and visit her. I've been meaning to do that, so it was a win-win. Wait till I show you everything that I got. This was one of the items. It's the white rose pattern, and it's a vase by Roseville. And oh my goodness, all I did was clean it up a little bit, and it is in beautiful condition. The next item was this beautiful Roseville Futura Jardiniere, and it was stained on the inside from use. It did have like a lot of dirt, and it was stained from use. And look at how beautifully it looks now, how beautiful it is. And you know how I cleaned it up? I just filled it up with some lukewarm water, threw 2 tablets of dental tablets in there, the ones that clean dentures, and there you have it. It is in beautiful condition. There is no mark. There is no Roseville mark on the bottom because Futura didn't get marked with the impressed Roseville mark on the bottom. It had a black paper sticker on it. And then obviously throughout time that came off, because this was, I believe, made in 1938 is when these came out. So obviously it's not gonna stand the test of time, that little paper sticker. But look at how gorgeous. And these sell in the hundreds of dollars. How beautiful is that? And I cleaned it up on the inside, but I didn't clean off the bottom, just so people could see that it really is a vintage one. And how spectacular is that? Now we got all those items, but we also got all of these. I don't even know if I could get all of them in the shot. These are Lalique ornaments. And there's more, there's more. So there's several of certain designs. There's quite a few of this design, which is the mistletoe design. And perhaps you can see it a little bit better there. Isn't that gorgeous? And not only does it say Noel 1988, but where is it? Oh, right here. It says Lalique, France. Can you see that? All of them have that. And let me show you some of the other designs. There's also this one that is in yellow. There's this one that has a stag. Okay, so there's also this one that's like a solar system and stars. I think it's so cool. And I love the blue. And then there's another blue one in the Cupid with stars. See that? And she just threw all of these in with our purchases. So there are several repeats. Some of these are, there's 4 stags, and then all of these mistletoe, and then these couple of different ones here. I mean, just so many. And then she also threw in 3 of these Lennox cookie presses. How cute are those? You know, I can use these for decor, or I can give them away. And they're brand new. They're still in their original containers. And they are just so sweet. This was another one of the bonus items. As you can see, it is very damaged. I don't think I can do a whole lot more damage to it, but I think that maybe I'm gonna try and see if there's a way that I can glue down. I think this appears to be paper that was like lacquered. I'm not quite sure. And look at this lock. And wait till you see on the inside. Now, pieces have been falling off. I'm trying to save them so that I can kind of puzzle piece it back in. And I'll save these. There's a bag that I have some of the pieces in, but, and it literally is just crumbling off every time you move it. But look at this. Can you believe it? There's these beautiful pictures. Very, very old pictures. And I believe that the family passed away, or, you know, divorced and then passed away, and nobody wanted these pictures anymore. Look at that. It's so sad. I mean, just, they go on and on throughout. Look at baby pictures and everything. I think this family had money, and obviously because they had pictures taken of the whole family. Here's another one. Look at how old that is. She looks like a suffragette. How cool is that? And that's it, I think. Yes, that's it. Not quite sure what I'm gonna do with this. I know that there is at least one YouTuber that collects these kind of photos, so I might get in touch with her and see if she wants them. But yeah, how cool is that? My husband saw these and had to get them. They are from Las Vegas. They are casino chips. There's some from the MGM, some from Circus Circus, some from the Luxor, the Tropicana, which is, I think, no longer there, Buffalo Bills, which is no longer there, and assorted other ones, and some of them are silver. They're stacked, so some are single and some have 3 or 4 of them inside the little boxes. And it's this glass case. And you can see, not sure what we're gonna do with these, but my husband said if they're not worth a whole lot, he's just gonna have them mounted and put on his wall in his office. Finally, we got home, and this little guy, we were unpacking everything. This little guy jumped into our bags and boxes somehow. Look at him. He is a Cupid doll. It's ceramic, and he's heavy. Really cute, but we were kind of freaking out a little bit, going, how did he jump in there? We have no idea. So it was probably in one of the bags that she had just sitting there that she wanted, or a box that she said that we could put our items in. So that's probably where he was hiding, but just so funny. We got home and thought, what in the world? So I got in touch with her and said, do you want him back? I can bring him back to you next time I come see you. But no, she said it was meant to be. So that was our whole purchase. I'm so excited. I can't believe everything that we got. And we got it for $120. So we were happy with it. She was happy with it. So that was our exciting haul. I hope you enjoyed. So I forgot about this because it was sitting out on my patio after my husband had cleaned it. And it has a couple of defects. It has that chip right in the front, unfortunately. And it does have a little crack that goes part way through it, and another tiny little crack on the side. That's part of the glazing from the exterior, so that's not coming off. But I suspect that it doesn't have any markings, but I suspect that it's with those leaves, it might be Monmouth or Western stoneware, and I could be wrong about that, but it is huge. It's 10 inches tall, 14 inches wide, and about 4 gallons is what I'm thinking it is. And I love it. It does have those defects, but I think that I could possibly use it as a planter. And what's funny is that I do have a butter crock that resembles this. The next item we got was this. Oh my goodness, look at this. This, I believe this is Murano. Now, neither of them are signed, so I have to do more research on it, but I am so excited. Oh my goodness, this is so beautiful. And I don't know if you could see the difference in colors. Like, it goes clear and then a darker color and then a lighter color. Oh my goodness, it is spectacular. I also found this, and I don't know if I could get everything into the shot, but it is so heavy. I think it may be Murano, but what attracted me to it even more was that it has the gold flecks on the inside of the glass, and it also glows. Wait till I show you how beautifully it glows. If you like this video, click on this one next.